Welcome to Northern Decision Makers in association with the Northern Echo. I'm Graham Robb, taking the Conservative point of view.
And I'm Nick Wallace, a member of the Labour Party's National Policy Forum.
As ever, this programme is a mixture of political chat and analysis of the key issues. Well, if we move on from the polls and look at some of the issues that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, both in business and in government. And you're the Minister for Housing. We look at urban renewal slide and the Bradford and Bingley problems, the Northern Rock problems. Bradford and Bingley was helped by the government. The mortgage book was taken over by the government and the savings were sold to another organisation. The Northern Rock last year was nationalised. Why were those two institutions, broadly similar in size, treated differently?
I think what we need to do, it's a different time, and there has been a real change in 12 months. I think on both Northern Rock, which is very important here in this region, but also Bradford and Bingley, to try and provide stability and provide reassurance for the financial systems that are absolutely collapsing around the world is very important. I feel strongly that Gordon Brown provided real decisive action, certainly with regards to Northern Rock, but recently with Bradford and Bingley. That's exactly what was needed. It's important that we try and do something with regards to the mortgage markets. Government can help, but it's not purely government. We need to get the banks and building societies back lending. That takes trust and confidence, but that reassurance, that stability that we've had from the Prime Minister is absolutely essential to that.
Ian, you've been a reforming housing minister, a campaigning housing minister. Some of the challenges you've been facing are the difficulty first-time buyers have had getting onto the ladder, but equally how we regenerate our cities and towns, how we get the public sector working effectively, how councils and other partners can play a real role getting housing availability. How is all of that mixing up with the credit crunch that we're seeing at the moment?
It's difficult. I'll be blunt. Stamp duty is reduced because people aren't moving houses. That has an impact upon public finances. Section 106 agreements, where somebody might have a planning application and be agreed subject to maybe investment in infrastructure. That's drying up at the moment. I think government has a real responsibility and role to help kickstart as much as possible with a range of things. As the phone goes, but it's only a message, so
it's not good.
Government has a real role to play, and we saw last month the £1 billion investment, both to help first-time buyers, which is absolutely essential to a healthy housing market, to help prevent as much as possible repossessions. We certainly don't want to go back to the bad old days of the 1990s, Graham, where people would say, frankly, you're on your own. If your house is repossessed, you're on your own. And third, and as a councillor, Nick, I know you'll be really interested in this, I really strongly believe that local authorities have a key role to play in the direct delivery of social housing. Really exciting times there, and there's something like £8.4 billion over the next 3 years to help provide that happen. So I want councils, housing associations, other people coming to the fore to help provide real good communities.
Can I ask you a detailed question on that? Because you're the minister on that. Here we are in the northeast of England, 2% of the population, yet less than 2% of that housing budget you just talked about. Yet we've got greater housing need because quite a few people aren't in the position to buy houses because of the wealth and affluence of the region.
Absolutely.
Why is it structured like that, Ian?
There's flexibility. The Housing Corporation, as it is at the moment, and then the Homes and Communities Agency will be able to provide flexibility. And you talk about the 2% or less than 2%, but don't forget the massive investment that's going in as a result of growth points, more housing and more investment that will be provided there. And I've got direct responsibility for housing market renewal. The big pathfinder areas that I have in Tees Valley and Newcastle and Gateshead, £1 billion there that's available in the budget over the next 3 years. So I don't think that we can say there's not enough money available either in the northeast or elsewhere. We can use that. We can use it effectively and efficiently, but there is money there and there's a real political will.
Well, while we're talking about money, let's flash two more slides up. The first slide looks at the deficit with all the Northern Rock stuff, and as you just alluded to quite rightly, and duties and taxes not bringing in as much money, there's a public sector debt of around £100 billion. That was in the news during the early part of October, and the same day, flash this slide up, there was an announcement by the government from next year all young people 18 to 26 can have a ticket once a week to the theatre. £2.5 million spend. Now, I know it's not a lot of money, but doesn't that show you that really the government hasn't got a grip of public spending if what many people will say isn't a priority spend of public money is just slipped through and announced like that? We've got all these problems, yet we're going to give every young person a free ticket to the theatre.
Well, I'd be interested in your views, Grim, as whether we should slash public spending, because I think that would be short-termist and I think that would be wrong.